Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the concluding part of this presentation. I hope we're all able to learn a lot. For the first part of the presentation, during the orientation period, we talked about passive and multiple source of income. Talked about passive income and then multiple source of income. And then on Wednesday, we're able to really demystify what passive income is. And then the trainer mentioned ways you can earn passively, the kind of systems you can put in place that will enable you to earn, to maximize your earnings. So he talked about drop shipping. He talked about, I think, fixed deposits. He talked about Forex. He gave example of so many things, but he talked mostly about Forex, about the system we know that has been generating for us. So he was able to explain about the company we're in partnership with for the past 3 years, and that has not failed us and will hopefully not fail. So that is about the passive income. He mentioned when the company started, who the founders are, what they are into, and then he mentioned the roadmap for the next 5 years. If you plan to go into partnership with any company, what you want to find out first is who are the owners of that company? Who are the people behind that company? Don't just go into partnership with a company just because they say that that company is good or that that company is paying. A lot of people did it I think in the year 2016, and so many people got their fingers burned because they didn't know who that company is, who is behind the company, and what they are really doing. So we know who the founders of Omegapro are. We have the CEO, which is Andrea Zakas. We have Dilawa Singh, the Chief Network Officer, and then we have the Chief Strategic Officer, who is Mike Sims. He's a world-renowned motivational speaker. You can choose to Google him. He's everywhere on the net. So that is about the founders. Now, what are they into? What is the product or service the company is doing? They're into Forex trading. They are into crypto trading. They have an exchange platform, and then they have an FCA regulated bank. If you go to the FCA register online, you will see their registration details there. So it's not just a company that is saying that I can double your money for you, no. And then one thing sorry, hold on, let me quickly send the link to someone. She's trying to join. Okay, thank you. What was I saying? Okay, it's not a company that is just saying, come, I will double your money for you, no. Now the Forex, what is Forex? Is it a new market? Is it something anybody can just jump into? The answer is no. Forex market is a very lucrative market. It is highly lucrative. But as lucrative as Forex market is, it is also very volatile. It's not something you can just jump into half-baked. You have to learn the ropes before you can do Forex. You'll see a lot of young chaps around riding exotic cars. It's not all of them that are doing shady businesses. Majority of them learns and understands how the Forex market works, and they are leveraging it. So the main idea behind Omegapro is it shouldn't be for only people who knows Forex or who knows how to navigate the market. So they are making it accessible to people like us, who, number one, doesn't have the time nor the patience to learn it. Because you'll see so many training centers around that will tell you that they will teach you Forex in the next 2 weeks and you'll become an expert at it. I did that few years ago and I got my hands burnt. I got my fingers burnt, you know. So Omega Pro is making Forex accessible to everybody. That is basically what we talked about on Wednesday. So this is the concluding part of the training, and we're going to be talking, it's going to be about multiple source of income. Now, multiple source of income is basically about having diversification, diversifying your earnings. Don't be reliant on only your paid job. Don't be reliant on only the income you make at the end of the month. Put a system in place that will enable you to earn from different sources. So basically, that is what multiple source of income system is. You earn from here, earn from there, and from there. Because in today's economy, you cannot survive based on one single source of income. It is suicidal. It is even in the Bible, the Garden of Eden. You'll find out that, the garden is supported by 4 different streams. 4 different streams. So that's the essence of having multiple source of income. So now, how can Omega Pro help you put this system in place? You know, we talked about the investment part of the business whereby they trade with your own money. Now, it's your money that is working for you. Now, how can you leverage the system? You can do this by partnering with the company. That is what we do. This thing you see me do, I'm not doing it for free. We call ourselves independent business owners. And what do we do? You know, like any organization now, they have a marketing hub. Either they employ marketers to sell their products, or they do advertisements, or they do so many things just to get customers in. Now, how does Omega Pro does its own? You know, any company, any organization cannot survive without marketing. Even as big as Coca-Cola is presently, they are still doing advertisements. They are still doing, okay, someone is saying it cannot connect. A minute, please. I was saying that at every big organizations rather have its own marketing arm. Now, what marketing model is Omega Pro using? We are using what is known as multi-level marketing model, face-to-face, what is commonly known as network marketing. A lot of people have reservations about network marketing because they don't know how it works. I'm going to explain that very shortly. But how Omega Pro does its own, sorry, let me quickly share my screen so that we see what I'm talking about, I think. Okay. Yes. So I was saying that Omega Pro does uses network marketing as its own marketing model. Now, it's not the regular network marketing you are used to now, because a lot of people are used to, if you don't do this, you don't move. If you don't sell these products, you don't move. Omega Pro does not work like that. You sell, you don't sell, your investment is there running. It's any side activity you do does not affect your investment. Your investment is still running. And that is why we say, with or without you, Omega Pro can run on its own. Either you bring people or you don't bring people, Omega Pro is trading on a daily basis. So if you now choose to bring somebody, it means you want to enlarge your own course. You want to build your own network. So basically, it is about you building your own business. It's not about you building Omega Pro. Omega Pro has gotten to a level where it can run because it is Omega Pro. That is the level where it is now. And remember, we said on Wednesday, it is not a national company. It's a multi-industry company. It has the Forex arm, it has the crypto arm, it has the exchange arm, and it has a bank. So even like, let's say a normal table now has 4 legs. If something happens to one of the legs, I'm very sure the other 3 legs can still support it, pending when the one that has issue can be fixed. So that is the level where Omega Pro is. It's an ecosystem. So either you refer or you don't refer, Omega Pro will still run. So bringing people is to your own advantage, not to the advantage of EE. Bringing people now is for your own business. We call ourselves independent business owners. We treat it as our personal business. Now, what is the commission structure? The fiat, I told you we have the Forex, which is the fiat, and then I told you we have the crypto. Now we're going to be talking about the fiat because it's very easy and understandable for everyone. Now the first level is the direct sales. What happens when you bring somebody directly? If you refer anybody, I hope we can all see my screen. If you can see my screen, can you please put a 2 in the chat box so that I know we can see it? So I'm not just talking. Okay, thank you, Benga. You can see my screen. Thank you. Okay, say here, this one. Say this is you here at the top. You have bought your license and the company has started trading for you. You started earning your 10% every month. And you now decided to tell somebody about it. Say you have a friend that is also open to the idea of multiple source of income or earning passively. And then you are able to tell this person, and then this person now also is open to the idea and decided to pick a package with Omega Pro. Say this person was able to pick a package of $10,000. Because you have introduced this person directly, you are going to get 7% of any amount, any of the packages this person has decided to do. Now, the package this person picks is $10,000. So you are getting 7% of this $10,000. Now, 7% of $10,000 is $700. So you're making $700 on just this person. Mind you, you're not making 700 from the person's money. It's not from the $10,000 that the person started investments with that you're making money from. No, you're making the $700 from what the company has set aside at the beginning of the financial year as their marketing budget for that year. So they are not paying you from the $10,000. They are paying you from their marketing wallets. Now, imagine now if it were to be a bank, of course, they will pay marketers for bringing in customers. Either they bring customers, they don't bring customers, they will get their salary. Do you understand? So now in Omega Pro, you don't get paid if you don't bring anybody, but your normal investment is still there trading for you. Your trading account is still working for you. We have a lot of people in the system that will tell you that, see, I am not interested in the business part. I just want them to trade with my money, and it's fine. The system has been trading with their money consistently, and they are making their 10% every month. So now this other part we're talking about is like the icing on the cake. So I explained earlier that if you're able to get somebody to register, you're making 7% of any amount the person does. In this case, we're working with $10,000. So you're making $700 from that person, from that transaction. And that money is accessible to you on Monday. You get that money immediately on Monday. So if you now get someone else to register on this leg too, any amount this person does, you get 7% also. Meanwhile, there is this mindset people usually have when they are coming in, because they hear that people are making it big in this system. They have the mindset that once I register, I start making it too. Omega Pro does not dash people free money. If you don't work, you don't earn. If you don't work, you don't earn. That is how Omega Pro operates. Omega Pro does not dash people free money, because there is no free money anywhere. That is why they are not employing marketers. So it's the work, it's based on the work you do that they pay you on. So that is how the direct sales commission plan works. Once you bring anybody, you get 7% of any package the person does. Remember, we worked with $10,000 there. Imagine you were able to bring someone that did $100,000. It means you're making $7,000 on just that person. You can do that calculation in Naira and imagine how much you're making. So that is it for on the direct sales bonus. So we have another one known as network bonus. And this is where the networking part of it is really coming into play. Now, to qualify for this, you need to purchase, you must have an active license. You yourself, you must have an active license. You cannot come in on a free account without any package and hope to just be bringing people and be earning. And then you must have one person on your right and then another person on this your other on this left side. Let's say that, okay, this is your right now. This blue color people here, say this is your right, and then you brought this first person. And then this person too now brought these two additional people. But you that you brought him has refused to bring somebody on this other leg. What you will earn is what this one person has brought. You will earn 7% of what this person did. You won't be able to earn on this other leg. You would have earned your 7% as a direct bonus. Now, for you to be able to earn your network bonus, you have to also build this other leg. Remember, I kept saying it is optional, meaning you do not have to do it. But if you want to put a multiple stream of income for yourself, this is a perfect system to use. This is what a lot of people have been using that has been working for them, working perfectly for them. So to be able to earn network bonus, you must also build this other leg. Now it gets more interesting. The system is not going to pay you based on what these people under you did alone. They are going to pay you based on what all the people on this leg have done. Remember, we said it is network. Network means like a mass, a gathering. So it's going to be what everybody on this leg, either you are the one that brought them directly, or in fact, you can earn on people you don't know at all, people outside the country that you cannot imagine yourself meeting in the next few years, that you don't know, that you've not seen before. You can earn on their activities. So what the company, what the system is going to do is every week, they do the network bonus calculation weekly. It's a weekly thing. So every week, they'll do a calculation of all the activities that has transpired on this one leg. They do the calculation, and then this other leg, they also do the calculation on one side. Now, say on this right, the total everybody did on this leg for that week is $10,000. And then on this other leg, on this left, they were able to do a total of $100,000. What the system will do is they will pay you 10% of the activity on the weaker leg. It means the leg that has the lesser amount. I hope we are following. They will pay you 10% of the activity that happened on the lesser leg. Remember, we're working with the example of $10,000 on this right leg and $100,000 on this left leg. Now, the leg that has lesser activity is $10,000. In fact, on this left leg, you may have just 3 people and their total will be $100,000. And then here, you may have 50 people and their cumulative activity will be just $10,000. They don't pay you based on the number of people you brought to the system. They pay you based on the volume you did for that week. So you get 10% of the $10,000, which is going to be $1,000. Remember that you have earned the former example we used, the direct bonus. We talked about you earning on this person, you earn direct bonus on this person, and then you're also earning the network bonus. Now you have earned direct bonus, you have earned network bonus. It means you have earned on two different bonuses. Now it still does not end there. The next one, the leadership pool. What happens is this is calculated on a monthly basis. If you're sorry?
I want to ask a question. I want to know more about the left leg. You always talk about the right leg.
Okay, you know what you will do? Pen down your question. Let me just run through the slides. We should be done in the next 10 minutes. Do you understand? Let me run through the slide. As soon as we're done, you can ask your question. Is that fine?
Okay, no problem.
All right, thank you. So now for the leadership pool, say you were able to, for you to be able to access this first pool, you must have done this activity as stated. It means on one leg, you are able to do a total of $16,000. And then on the other leg, you're able to do a total of $24,000. You know, now if you had everything together, you have a total of $40,000. Now say that on one leg, you were able to do, say, $35,000. And then on the other leg, you were able to do $5,000. No, that's also a total of $40,000. But the system will still not pay you because you have not met the target, which is minimum of $16,000 on one leg and then minimum of $24,000 on the other leg. So if you have done, even if you do $100,000 on one leg and your other leg does not experience less a minimum of $16,000, the system will still not pay you because they will see it as you're not the one doing the work on the other leg, or that you're just concentrating your effort on one leg alone. And then this calculation is, sorry, I need to get this link to someone. A minute, please. Okay, this calculation is done monthly. It's done every month. It's calculated every month. So if you're not, anything you do for the month, if you're not able to meet up with it, they start a fresh counting for the following month. So that is how the leadership pool works. Now, if you are able to meet this target for the month, what they do is you will share in the 1% profits they make for that month. 1% of the profits they make for that month. Now, it's not profits made in your team. It's not profits made by Nigerian team. It's not profits made by African team. It's the global profits. Now, you're not the only one that is getting the 1%, because a lot of people usually get that part wrong. You're not the only one that is going to be getting the 1%. It is for everybody who has met this target for that month. It is for everybody who has also met this target for that month. Now, for people who are able to do $60,000 on one leg and $90,000 on the other leg, they also share, the people in that pool also share 1% of the global profits. So also for the pool 3, if you're able to do $400,000 on one leg and then $600,000 on the other leg, you also share 1%. Now, you may be looking at it that this figure is very crazy, especially this pool 3. But I can assure you that a lot of people are able to do this volume before the week 2. A lot of people are able to do this volume before the week 2. You'll see the breakdown very shortly. So I'm moving to the next. We have talked about 3 ways you can earn now. We have talked about the direct sales. You make 7% of that. We have talked about the network bonus. You make 10% of any activity that happens in your network for a week. And then we have also talked about leadership pool. That is where you are entitled to 1% of the global profit if you are able to do a particular volume for the month. Now we are moving to the next one. This is the 70-30 rule. Now, this one is based on your earning for the week or the month. Say in a week, you're able to make $1,000 as your bonus. What they will do is, because they do not encourage people to eat with their two hands, rather. So what they do is, they won't pay you the $1,000 in full. They won't pay you the $1,000 in full. What they will do is, they give you 70% of that $1,000. It means you can access $700 immediately on Monday, rather. You can access $700 on Monday. So the remaining $300, what they will do is they will put it in a trading account for you. I hope we are following. They give you 70% immediately, either bonus earned from direct sales or bonus earned from your network or the leadership pool. They give you 70% of any amount you earn on Monday, and then the remaining 30%, they now keep it in a wallet for you known as passive wallet. So what will now happen to this 30% they have kept in your passive wallet is they will now use it to be trading for you, and they will be paying you a particular percentage of it every month. So they spread the payment for the next 12 months. The idea behind this is you may have a situation where you're unable to do any work for the week or the month. Say you were bedridden for that particular week, or you had to go on a vacation and you couldn't do any prospecting, so that you will still have something waiting for you in your wallet. So the 70-30 rule is so that you will have your money spread for 12 months. That is basically how the 70-30 rule works. So I think I have been able to share all the commission, the ways you can earn. So before we move to this is another very juicy part, but before we move to that, let me go back to this. Now, the commission structure works just like any organization, because the founders of Omega Pro, they are not just people who have been, as in that has an idea about something. They have also worked in different financial organizations. The CEO, for instance, was also a banker before he resigned. In fact, he had gotten to, I think it was an executive director before he resigned and decided to go into other things. The chief network officer and the chief strategic officer, they are big people in the network marketing system. As in, they've been doing network marketing for years, so they understand how it works, and they are able to put this kind of system in place that will benefit everybody. The company will benefit, and also the IBOs will benefit. Now, the direct sales, you can liken it to the commission you make for your direct sales and your network bonus. For these people now, people that work in insurance companies, a lot of them don't get regular salary. They pay them based on commissions. You can ask any insurance person you know. They pay them based on commission. If you don't work, you don't eat. In fact, in the bank, before I resigned, I got to know that there are these people we call some professional staff, and then we call some outsourced staff. Now, for those in the marketing units, they pay them a particular percentage. Okay, those in operation arms, they pay them 61,000, and then the marketing guys, they pay them, I think, 40,000 and something. Now, they now rate them, they pay them commission based on the targets they have set for them. If you are able to meet this particular target for this month, you get this additional commission. That is how they pay them in the banks now, for the outsourced staff, not for the professional staff. So that's for the direct sales and the network bonus. It works just like any other organization. Now, for the leadership pool, it's like the profit sharing they do in banks every year. At least I know they do it in my bank before I resign. After declaring profits for the year, after the financial year, any leftover profits, after they must have paid the shareholders, the stakeholders, the directors, and the likes. So the remaining profits, they now share it based on level. They share it based on level. It is not what a manager gets, that a senior banking officer will get. So also for the leadership pool, remember I talked about pool 1, pool 2, pool 3. With time, you'll get to understand how these things work. So the leadership pool works just like the profit sharing in the bank. Also the 70-30 rule. Remember I said that you get access to 70% of your bonus immediately, and then 30% is kept in a passive wallet for you. The 30% that is kept in passive wallet for you is just like your regular pension. If you work in an organization now, you are required to pay. In fact, they will debit you every month. You don't have to be the one crediting the pension wallets or accounts. They debit you every month, and there's a particular percentage the company is also required to pay for you inside the same account. Now, what Omega Pro is doing is that instead of paying a particular percentage, they are using it to trade for you so that you make more money on it. Your money is not just going to sit down in that passive wallet, laying there fallow. You make money on it. So that is how these things work. It works just like any regular organization. And you know also that in a regular organization, you get promoted. Excuse me, please. Okay, you get promoted and all of that. So also in Omega Pro, we have that system in place. We call it the leadership and rank rewards. Then our rewards are usually given during official Omega Pro events. And how is it calculated? It will be calculated from the first day until the last day of the current month. So you cannot carry any volume from this month to the next month. Calculation is done monthly. So if you have, even if it is $1 that you have left to be able to meet a particular rank for that month, so far you are unable to do it, your ranking volume for the next month starts from 0. So that is why you have to constantly be checking your volume so that you know where to put your effort. Some people, they'll be like, I'm bringing in people are doing big money, but they are not doing the calculation. They are not checking to see which leg really requires more effort. So volume is calculated on your own organization, that is your leg, and then spillover is not calculated like I explained. Spillover is not calculated. You know, like bank now, I've worked in a bank, that is why I'm always using bank as example. When you enter the bank, you start at executive associate level, and then you move to assistant banking officer. From assistant banking officer, you move to banking officer. From there, you move to SBO, which is senior banking officer. Then from there, you move to assistant manager, deputy manager, manager, senior manager, and the likes. So also in Omega Pro, you start as a member. Once you purchase a license, you are a member. So now, to move to get to a rank, you have to do, there has to be activities on both legs. You have to put no less than $600 on one leg and then $400 on the other leg to become an associate member. Then to become a builder, you have to do a total of $9,000 on one leg and a total of $6,000 on the other leg. Now, this volume you're doing is not your personal effort alone. It is not your personal effort alone. It is the efforts of everyone in your network. Remember that when you are earning, you are also earning on all the efforts of your team member. You're earning on, that is, your network bonus is based on what everybody in your team for that week or month has done. So also your ranking. It is calculated based on what everybody in your network has done. They are not leaving you to do all the work alone. So it's now left for you to know how you want to push the people in your team. So from builder, the next level is silver. And this is where it gets to make sense in Omega Pro. After this training, I will share the pictures of the last trip they went for. Once you get to this level or rank, you are entitled to a silver trip. This trip is a continental trip. It's an all expense paid trip within your continent. The last trip they went for was last month, and they went to Egypt. In fact, I couldn't go because NIS disappointed me. But when I saw Egypt, I was blown. When I saw those pictures, I didn't know we have a place like that in Africa here. You would think they're in Dubai or somewhere. Very clean and sweet environment. So what do you need to do to get to this level? You have to do a total volume of $24,000 on one leg, and then a total volume of $16,000 on one leg within that month. And then you must have one builder on one leg and then a builder too on the other leg. So it's not just you that is moving now. You have to move people with you. You have to sponsor your team, because Omega Pro does not believe in lone rangers. They don't believe in lone rangers. As you are moving, you must move with your team. You must work with people who are ready to work. So that is what you get to do to become a silver executive. And then you're entitled to the silver trip and leadership pool 1. Remember, I talked about leadership pool 1, where you earn 1% of the global profits, where you share, rather, you don't earn 1%, you share 1% with other people that qualified for that level for the month. And then from silver, you move to gold. So what do you need to do to become a gold executive? You must do a total volume of $45,000 on one leg, and then a total volume of $30,000 on the other leg. So also you must sponsor a silver executive on the right leg and another silver executive on the left leg within one calendar month to be able to become a gold executive. And once you get to this rank, you are given a MacBook Air laptop worth about 1 million naira. I got mine in June, I think, when we had an event in Lagos. A brand new laptop, MacBook. In fact, when I got it, I was so excited because that's my first Apple product. Before now, I didn't used to believe in Apple products. I used to think they are very expensive. So that's what you get once you get to that level. Then from gold level, you move to platinum. To become a platinum, you must do a total of $90,000 on one leg and then $60,000 on one leg. So also you must sponsor a gold on one leg and then another gold on the other leg. And then what does the company give you as reward once you get to this level? Number one, you're entitled to share in pool 2 profits. And then you are qualified for a platinum trip. Now, this trip now is not like silver trip. This trip is outside your continent. You move away from Africa completely. So the company is going to sponsor your trip outside Africa. In fact, you're going on a boat cruise. The last people that went, that was before COVID. So that's what you get once you get to that level. Then from platinum, you move to diamond. And you know that diamonds are precious, diamonds are forever. Once you become a diamond, you begin to live the diamond lifestyle. And then to become a diamond in Omega Pro, you have to do a total volume of $240,000 on one leg and $160,000 on the second leg. So also, you must sponsor one platinum on one leg and then 2 platinums on the other leg. So it's not just 2 platinums you're sponsoring now, you're sponsoring a total of 3 platinums. The bigger the edge, the bigger the responsibility. So what do you get as a diamond? You get Omega Pro special branded watch. There is this diamond watch you get. The value is, I think, $6,000 presently. So that's what you get as a diamond. But then it keeps getting better. Once you become a diamond, you are at liberty to start painting, to start putting colors on your diamond. From just a floor member, that's a diamond, you move to blue diamond. Now, to become a blue diamond, what do you need to do? $600,000 on one leg, $400,000 on the other leg. Now, you're not sponsoring just 2 or 3 diamonds. You're sponsoring a total of 4 diamonds, 2 on one leg, on the right leg, 2 on the other leg. Then once you do this, you're entitled to leadership pool 3 and $100,000 bonus, cash bonus, $100,000 as just bonus. You can do the calculation in Naira and see what you will get. $100,000 bonus. And this is not audio money. It's something people have been, I have a personal friend. I have a friend who is my very good friend that has collected it. His wife has collected it and I have seen it. It is not audio money. Then from painting your diamond to blue, you can also change it to black diamond. Now, to become a black diamond, you must do a total volume of 1.5 M on one leg and $1 million points on the other leg. Then you must also sponsor 4 blue diamonds. You can imagine what it means sponsoring 4 diamonds. You can imagine the total volume you're doing on both legs. So I promise you, Omega Pro is not just dashing people money. You will work for your money. It is serious work. You will work for it. So it's not a money that is growing on tree that you can just pluck anyhow. You work for people who have gotten to this level are working for it, but it is very, very achievable. I can promise you that. So once you get to this rank, they give you a Ferrari. I'm sure we've all seen a Ferrari before. If not physically, we must have seen it in movies, especially the American movies. And we know the kind of exotic vehicle Ferrari is. Now, a Ferrari is not, well, it's not very good for roads here in Nigeria. So you can actually monetize it. They will give you an option to either take your Ferrari or monetize it. I have a black diamond leader. In fact, the first in Africa who has collected the monetary value, which is, I think, $250,000. Now, this is the Omegapro of them all. This is the highest rank in Omega Pro, the crown diamond. After painting it blue and black, you can now put a crown on it. But what do you need to do to get to this level? You must do a total volume of $3,600,000 in a month, then 2.4 on the other leg, all in 1 month. Now you are sponsoring not just 4 black diamonds, you're sponsoring 5 black diamonds, 2 on one leg, 3 on the other leg. And then what do you get once you get to this level? You get a crown diamond ring, and then a Lamborghini Aventador. And before August, we had just one person worldwide there was a crown diamond, but just this August, we had 2 people added to that rank. One of them is a female. So it's not as if these things are impossible. You just have to let your mind see it to be able to achieve it. And this is a business you can do from anywhere. The man that spoke to us on Wednesday, like I said, is a senior manager. In fact, he works with Dangote Refinery. He's a big person. He earns in dollars with Dangote. Do you understand? He earns in dollars. And he also earns in dollars with Omegapro. So he's doing the 2 side by side. That man is big as in big. So it's a business you can do from anywhere. It's a business you can be in your office and just be chatting with your prospects. It's something you can do on the phone. It's something you can do. Maybe you go to see a friend, maybe over a bottle of drink. Just tell them, I have this business I am doing. If you don't mind, you can also be a beneficiary. As a stay-at-home mom, it's something you can do. So it's an opportunity that is open to all cadre of persons. It's a very good way for you to put a passive income system in place and also multiple sources of income in place. So this is all I have for us this night. And I hope that we have been able to digest it very well. I'll also try and see if I can send it to everybody to also to go through it. So I think now it's time for questions before we close everything. Okay, was it Mr. Agbenga that was trying to ask a question earlier? Hello, can we have the questions down? Okay, I think the man has gone off. Okay, if we don't have any question, I think I'll take the questions in the chat room. Thank you everyone for being a part of this. God bless you all.